What's up, everyone? It's your boy Doc Polago, and welcome to another weekly futures review session. We're getting kind of prepped for the week, kind of seeing exactly um, where we could potentially go. We broke into all-time highs last week on a couple of the bigger futures, obviously. NQ and ES broke into new all-time highs. Now, the issue with that, maybe not an issue, just the awareness around that should be um, when we're in new all-time high areas, there's two things that I like to keep in mind. One, we don't have buyers and sellers above us that are buying and selling at predefined levels, right? So it's kind of impossible to be like, oh, we're going to retrace here, or this is the top, right? It takes a lot of energy and motion to break through a previous level, right? The stock market always wants to go up. Um, if you've ever tried to push a balloon down in a bathtub, you'll know that it's kind of hard to do, right? So, just my premise is that the market is like the balloon in the bathtub, and it's always trying to break its way out. When it does break its way out, right, it'll usually jump up, and it'll, if we lived in space or a vacuum, it would continue going until another force stopped it, right? And then pushing it back down under that water, it requires effort as well. So without having any predefined, pre-existing levels of support and resistance, I am of the belief that things will continue to move until forces larger than all retail decide that it's time to either take profit or to redefine some new levels. Okay. With that being said, one thing that we can always do is we can use Fibonacci to kind of look at some targets, right? And the way I like to do that is I'm going to start off with the weekly chart here, right? And then I will do a retracement from high to low, right? From high to low, right? This gap that you see is contract rollover. So from this low to this high, we retraced down to the 618. We held that and we continued up. Now, where are we going to go? How do we find that? You can use the extension tool and go from low to high back down to low, right? See that in this weekly move, we smashed through the 618. We did not close with the candle 50% above it on the weekly chart, so there may be some additional upside, or maybe time to make some additional decisions. I'm going to leave that there for my weekly, bring it down to the daily, right? We have a lot more action within the daily that we can look at. So we got a high, we got a low. Let's see if we got a retracement there. So from high to low, 618 retracement, right? That's a pretty good 618 retracement. Yeah, we could potentially go from this one to this one and see that that held. But what would happen is if I do this, right, from that high to that low, and then I do the extension of it, high to low to high, we see that we blew through the 618, right? So this little small move is invalidated, and this low is the new low. Okay. What do I mean by that? Low to high, extension 618 was touched, right? Actually ran through, and it was invalidated on this candle here, where the candle closed at least 50% above it. So this little move right here is not valid in my current trend. So we will move my retracement. We're going to remove that extension. We're going to use this as the new low. Okay? So where do we go from here? Well, we do low to high to low, right? Move up, retrace 618, right? This move is not completed until it closes above this 1618, in my opinion. So low to high to low gives us 76 target for the current daily move to the upside, right? if we were to go down to, that's kind of where I want to leave it for now. I don't want to get much lower than that in looking at, hey, we've got some upside potential. We have a nice move off of here. We haven't retraced yet from this low to a high yet. We haven't retraced to the 618. Potentially this one. I'm not really buying that one. All right, moving on to NQ. Let me just go back. For this week in ES, we do have the weekly 1618 target that the daily candle has closed above, right? So this daily move right here, right? I would say that's invalidated out. There could be potential retrace. I'm gonna leave this here for now, because if this is the start of the new move, these levels will be important, and this level here, the 1618, looks like it was dual resistance on both those days. I'm gonna leave it there just for a potential support pullback and melt up to this current move. Okay. All right, NQ weekly. Let me just clear this real quick. All right, low, new low, retrace, continuation move up. All right, high to low, retraced, held to 50%. This is the move from this low to there. So if I extend that move out, low to high to low, we tap the 1618. So is this move over, or do we want to continue through? This may be a retrace from this low. I'm not. Let's just check it on weekly. All right. If that's the case, right, and this move is invalidated out, which I'm going to wait, then the extension would be off of this low using this retracement. And Q's a little bit more tricky for me to, right? So we do have some upside levels that we could target, bringing it down to the daily, right? Let's lines up pretty nicely, right? We broke through the 1618, right? From this move up. Check something here because I might be able to clear something up. All right, so this move is invalidated. We need to go off of this low for the extension. This move for the retracement, right? So current daily move, low to high, retraced, held to 50%, continuation up. We haven't hit the 127 from this low yet, and we haven't hit the 1414. Now, do we have any symmetry? We do here. Weekly target is achieved, daily target just slightly above it. Do I feel like we're gonna burst through, make large move up to the 1414 on the daily, 1820? Maybe. We may say that this move is over and look for some retracements back. But the target levels, upside target initial 93 and then 250. Ultimately low to high 75. That kind of puts us way above the weekly 1618. Okay. All right, moving on to YM. Try to make these quicker. Weekly. Quick drawing set. All right. No retracement on this move. So we were to do high to low, right? 618 extension out. Extend this out on a weekly. came up, broke above the 127, dojied after we tapped the 1414. So if this weekly move, upside target 415, let's bring this down to the daily. All right. This is just, this is choppy ugliness, in my opinion. So, high to low, we held this. Low to high to low. Right, we broke through the 1618. We didn't close above it. We did close above the 127. Let me check a couple other things here real quick. I think the shorter term move may be the longer move. Yeah, there's a lot of symmetry at that previous high, right? So I'm going to leave that there because if we can close above this cluster, that is easier to see if you move down to the 4 hour, right? Right, the 1618 from the weekly at 919. The 127 from the initial move on the daily is at 940. Right, the 1414 from the weekly, 985, and the 1414 from this daily move is way up here. So this is a lot of back and forth. A little bit too much for me, but we did hold that 1414 level. So we'll go back to the daily. Right, weekly move 1618 target is 9415. We're at the 127, right? So shorter term moves, low to high, right? We held the 1414. We broke through the 1618, but we didn't close above it. So this move can still potentially move us higher. This shorter term move, right, has potential to move us higher as well. All right. The Russell, this one always gets me, right? So trace. Sorry, I had to take a little break there for a second. I was coughing really badly. All right, so the Russell always just kind of gets me for some reason because it does have a lot of back and forth movement. All right, get rid of that guy. So my low held. Let's see where this move terminates. Right, terminated here. So this would be the new low. High. That would be the low. All right. Get rid of this guy. Get rid of this guy. All right. So current move is from this low to this high, retraced. All right. Closed below the 618, but above the 50. We dipped down to the 318, but did not close below it. So this uptrend is technically still valid, even though there's a lot of bearish signs going on. If we do a weekly extension from low to high to low, right? That puts us, right? Move like, let's see what we got here. Puts us towards, right, previous highs. Bring it down to the daily. So what I do like about this, it's kind of hard to see, is that we're potentially doing a Wu-Tang pattern, which is a double bot. There's a bunch of different patterns for it. I call it Wu-Tang because it looks like a W. Break above this, we get a nice launch out. So All right, weekly or daily. So this is what gets me confusing, because in the chop it's just ugh, right. So if I did a right, retrace from high to low, we held there. If I did another one from this high to this low, right, we still haven't technically invalidated this downside move, right, because we didn't break back above the 382 for a continuation up. So do we chop here for a little bit? Possibly. This upside move could potentially get us above 2036. Then I'm going to look for a continuation from this low, this longer term move, which puts us at 819. I'm sorry, guys. So I'm going to give this a couple more days. I'm going to come back in and refib it, because I don't like chop moves. This retracement move closed, well, it didn't close more than 50% below the 318, right, which is this 318. So from this low to this high, closed below 618, closed below the 50, right, chopped, but we did not close more than 50% of this bar or this bar below the 318. So is this support for longer term move up? Potentially. Short-term extension of this move would put us at 58.75, 2101, above 36, target 58.75, 2100. If we don't close above 36, then we can chop back and forth, right? Up and down and up and down and up and down, right? That's it for the rest of them. All right, just a real quick video. Sorry, I'm not been feeling the greatest. I will get back into this. Not super using Thinkorswim. I do like weekly charting futures with it, because it's not dependent upon a data stream. Whereas I use FlowTrade's desktop to do all of my futures trading. There's some proprietary tools within that if you're interested in using, that give us more specific targeted entries and exits, and let us know what smart money is doing, so we can kind of stay in positions a little longer and not get shook out. There's a free trial link in the description. Lots of cool things are happening. We will be releasing our new FlowTrade desktop that has got TradingView charts integrated into it. So if you're spending, if you're spending a lot of money on TradingView charts to have, 8 chart layouts, that's something that's included in the membership. So yeah, come give us a try, and have a good week. I will check in midweek and see how things are going. Thanks again. Bye.